What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark, back at MovieGuy.com. I'm a blind film critic, so if you could click that like and subscribe button, you you're doing well. You're not really doing the Lord's work. You're just clicking like and subscribe. It's it's just a thing. Just do it. Nike. Anyway, uh, we're in the middle of 2025. We're in the midst, I should say. And I've pretty much only been doing 2024 reviews because I got so many screeners at the end of the year that I'm having a hard time not dropping like 20 reviews in one day. I'm trying to pace myself. Um, so January has been a lot of 2024 overflow, with a lot of movies that I actually saw in November or December. So even though this is actually the second movie of 2025 that I've seen, I did get an advanced screener of this. And because this movie is releasing theatrically on the 24th of January, you're going to see this review in advance because I want people to know I do actually get advanced screeners. Uh, I just don't always have time to drop them all. Um, so yes, the IFC Films provided me with a screener for Inheritance. This movie stars Phoebe and Rhys Ifans, two people who flirted with the Oscars in 2023. They flirted with them. They were like, "Hey, Oscars, what's up? How are you doing? How you doing?" Phoebe was in Fair Play, and Rhys was in Niad. Would have been nice. He's been around for a while. Would have been his first nomination. His co-stars got nominated. People forgot he was in it. That's okay. For most people, Naya getting nominated was a surprise in and of itself. And it would have been nice though if Rhys had been able to come along with it. Phoebe, meanwhile, just got a lot of attention for Fair Play. So she's back with Inheritance, and you're thinking to yourself, oh God, but it's a January movie. And I'm here to tell you, I wasn't provided audio description for this, but I didn't hate it. Yeah. So it does get a little predictable. That's the one thing that I can say with or without accessibility that was not provided for me, even though I asked for it. I was like, I know this movie's going to be released theatrically. Can I have it with audio description? My link was like, nope. To be fair, it didn't even have like a toggle switch. So it's just like, it just drug me into the movie. Anyway, but I'm sure this will have audio description when it releases because there's no reason not to. It's English. IFC does audio description. Fuck me, right? This is why I need to be on the tomato meter, by the way. Um, that shit matters. Anyway, Phoebe plays a young woman who is, she's just lost her mother. She's at her mother's funeral, and her estranged father reappears, and they sort of have this this conversation. He's got some sweet job that he wants to talk to her about. She's a little cautious because she really wants to get her life back on track. She's been taking care of her mom, and obviously this is somebody she doesn't have a strong connection to. We learn a little bit more as the movie progresses. This is spoiler free, by the way. I'm not going to tell you how this movie ends. But he ends up taking her on the road on a plane, to this job potential, this thing that he's got going. And along the way, there's some presumably father-daughter bonding. And then things go horribly awry, and he ends up getting kidnapped, and she's given some demands, and she has to fill it out. And she has to meet the demands if she wants to get her father back. So, and she's in another country. Of course, the directions include do not go to the authorities, like they always do. I wonder if there's ever been like a terrorist group that's been like, please go to the authorities. We would like for you to go to the authorities. uh, like, it's Egyptian. That was why the accent. I guess that was my attempt at Egyptian accents because they're in Egypt. Um, but she has to sort of navigate waters that are unsure, and meanwhile, sort of uncover things and work her way through the situation in other countries. This is actually like a multi-step process that will require her to like globetrot a little bit. And Rhys is definitely in a supporting performance because this is really Phoebe's film. We spend most of the time with her. And that's as far as I feel like going in terms of plot, because I'm not here to spoil the film. It hasn't come out yet. I just, should you see it? Yes. I think you should see it. But I think you should see it with audio description if you're blind and low vision. Unfortunately, that didn't happen for me. But I don't think that this is going to be when I'm not provided accessibility, I can't give a firm grade. So I usually give what I call like a floating grade, which is like a range of where I think the film would lay. And I don't see this going to where I would give it like rotten on a tomato meter. It's not a bad movie. It's interesting. I liked it. It didn't, the runtime was fine. It used itself really well. Phoebe is an engaging actress to have to follow for that period of time because this has a really limited cast to it. There are some people who move in and out, but everybody sort of has a minor role. Rhys has a moderate amount of screen time, but this is really her film. And she does a rather impressive job of carrying the film. So this is another notch in Phoebe's belt as she continues to move up the ladder of respected actresses in Hollywood. So it is predictable. And I'm saying that even with the gaps, like there are gaps where there isn't dialogue and we're watching, I don't know, maybe she's walking down the street or sitting somewhere. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? Like there are always these sequences where there's no dialogue and I don't know where we are. But I did follow the main plot and I got sort of to the end of the film, and I did feel like when I was getting to the end of the film that I knew the end of the film. Like I knew where we were headed. There was one moment though that got me. There's something that's at the end. I was like, oh shit, oh damn, that I was not expecting. But no, but that's just like an ingredient of the end, I should say. But for the most part, I knew where this movie was going. So that kind of prevents it from like greatness. Is that within the first, I don't know, 15 minutes of the film, I kind of knew the rest of the movie. But maybe 20, maybe 15, 20 minutes in, I kind of picked up on what this was putting down. I was like, okay, I got it. I know where this is. I know where we're headed. And I think a lot of people were going to, but it's not that it's not worth the ride. It just means it's not like revolutionary. Like it hasn't come in and changed the game. It's a perfectly enjoyable and well-made movie for what it is. But I'm not going to insult your intelligence and be like, I don't think anyone will discover what the twist is. Sometimes I watch a twist and I'm like, wow, did not see that coming. You know, had to watch Cadu Lake twice to see whether or not that twist even worked. I was like, this is a bold twist. I mean, go back and see. So, it'll be fine. Good acting, good performances, good, the score, the direction, everything is tight. It's just not, it's, God, it's got that been there, done that to it. That's the only thing I'm going to say is that's sort of keeping it So, I always tend to overgrade movies at the beginning of the year because it's like I feel like I'm trying to hit a restart button and be like, "Well, this is 2025." Trying to remind myself not to do that, and I think I'll be fine. So, and plus it's a floating grade, so I'm admitting it could go up or down with audio description. My official grade is unwatchable due to lack of audio description because there are plenty of scenes in which I did not know what was happening on screen, and I would not recommend to a blind or low vision person to see this without audio description because it would be confusing at the very least. It's not super unwatchable. Like I said, I was able to pick up on what this film was putting down, but it's also not fun to sit there for a couple minutes not knowing what the hell's going on. I'm willing to do it, but I do it so that other people don't have to. And I talk about it hoping that studios will listen to me and make accessibility wider and more widely available across theaters, video on demand, and streaming platforms. But my official grade for this would be a floating grade of a B minus, which means it could be a B, could be a C plus. I think it's probably going to be. It's more likely to go up than it is to go down. I would say that, but I'm going to safely put it at a B minus just in case. I don't know, some craziness or shenanigans is happening in those sequences. Like I said, I feel like I always give my films too high in 2025. And when at the beginning of the year, and then it just doesn't pan out. So, yeah, check out Inheritance. It's got to be. People didn't really seem to flock to Wolfman, so maybe you'll flock to Inheritance. I don't know. Anyway, uh, Wolfman did not screen for me. There we go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the other side.